What's up, everybody in Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube land? This is Jesse Byrne representing Team FTK, and today I'm coming at you guys from Dwarf King's channel to post a mermail deck profile for FTK'S Sekka. So if you guys like what you see and want to see more rogue content slash anti-meta bullshit, just make sure to subscribe to Team FTK. Alright guys, so here's the deck profile. Once again, big shout outs to Dwarf King for letting me post on his channel. And if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to Team FTK as well as Dwarf King. So we start off the list with 3 megallo. This is your main boss monster of the deck. It gets you to double attack and it's really busted, so that's why we play megallo. We play 3 of the other big boy, so he's basically another way to get a mermail to your hand. You can discard a water monster to special summon him, and it helps you go into a lot of rank 7 plays as well as your link plays. And then we play the real MVP of the deck is Musho and Glacius. If you have exactly 5 water monsters in your deck, in your graveyard, excuse me, you can special summon this card for free, so it's a free summon, and then you get to rip 2 cards out of your opponent's hand, which is really busted. Then we play 3 Prince. Prince is another one that's really busted because you get to send an Atlantean to add an Atlantean, which is really good because it lets you just get to all of your plays. And then to go with that, we play the 1 Deep Sea Diva because if you go Deep Sea Diva into Prince, it allows you to just create more advantage on board. And then 3 Dragoons because Dragoons is now at 3. Well, it has been since the list before this one. So it's really busted because it lets you just search out your whole deck and it's not once per turn, so Dragoons is a must. Then we play 1 Marksman and 2 Heavy Infantry. This one targets face-up cards, this one targets set. There's not as much spell and trap cards going on, so that's why we, just run the 2 and 1. Then I have a lineup of mermail monsters, level 4 and lower. I'm not sure exactly on the ratio. I'm still tweaking it a bit, but right now 2 gun is really good. And then this one right here is really good for OTKing and just pushing because it lets you destroy a mermail monster. And then basically you get to special summon 2 copies of different ones. So it's really busted. Then we play the standard frog engine, which is 3 Swamp and 2 Rodent Totem. The only reason that we play this is to rip cards out of your opponent's hand with Musho and Glacius because the frogs work as discard fodder, so you can get more water monsters in graveyard. And also because you can make Totally Awesome in this deck, but they're not really that important. I contemplated playing Dupe Frog, but just don't have the room. Then 2 Aqua Spirits. I was playing 1 last time, but I decided to bump this up just because Aqua Spirit is really good and you can make link plays after you get Musho and Glacius out, though, because sometimes if you use this effect, you will only end up having 4 water monsters in graveyard, so you really don't want to fuck yourself over. And then we play 2 Gen X Undyne, 1 Controller, and then 1 of the Christian water monsters. So basically it's really busted with this is because you can send any water monster from deck to graveyard, and then you get to add a Gen X Controller. So whenever you send this, it produces a water token, so you can able to link off with it, so it's really busted, and it's basically all the combos. Also with Gen X Undyne, you can send your Dragoons from deck to graveyard. So it's really busted, and then the controller lets you do all kind of synchro plays. Moving on to hand traps, we run 2 Gore's Emissary of Darkness. Back in the day in mermails, we used to play 2 of this, but it didn't really work that well because we ran spells and traps. But now that we're running the FTK'S Sekka, it really doesn't matter, and this is another way to block your opponent so they can't OTK you. If you end up losing the die roll or if you have to go first, then you just basically block them from OTKing you. Then you make Gores, and the next turn you OTK your opponent. And then also it's just a lot of fun to be able to play Gores, and it helps you get into your rank 7 plays. Then 3 of the best hand trap in the game, Draw and Lockbird. If you guys would like to play Ash Blossom or Effect Veiler or any other hand traps, go ahead. This is basically just my template and saying, hey, this is what I like to play, but you guys feel free to mix it up. Then 3 Light of Senka. This card is busted. You get to draw 2 cards when you have no spells and trap cards in your graveyard, and you can't activate spells and traps for the rest of the game. But it's really good because you get to also banish it, shuffle back a card from your hand, and draw a card. So it's essentially like a Pot of Greed. But so say you open Gen X Undyne, you normal summon it, and then you search for the controller. You can then activate this, draw 2 cards, banish it, shuffle back the controller because it's dead in your hand, and then you'll be able to send off with this effect, and you'll get 2 cards for free, and then you'll get to put the dead card back in your deck and shuffle and draw another card. So it works really well, and this is really honestly the only version of Mermails that I like, just because Light of Senka lets you play fun shit like playing Gore's Emissary of Darkness. Moving on to the extra deck, it's work in progress, but it's really fun. There's 1 Firewall Dragon. Card should be banned, but it's still really good at Mermails. Miss Starboy, Link Spider. Then the Nightmare Engine runs Cerberus, Phoenix, and Unicorn. And then we run 1 Trigate Wizard, and then we play Cleafort Genius and Tomahawk. So if you use Tomahawk, you detach, and then you get to create machine tokens. You can use Cleafort Genius as one of the links to go into. And then I play the Mermail XYZ, which is really busted. It's basically a walking skill drain. Then Abyss Dweller because of water monsters. Totally awesome. And then for our Synchro monsters, 1 Trishula, 1 Coral Dragon, and 1 Leo. Leo's just to get over shit, and he's really big. And then Coral Dragon is really good because if he gets sent to the graveyard, you get to draw a card, which is really cool. So you can like link off for this to make like a Miss Starboy, and then you'll get to draw a card. And then Trishula is just to rip more cards out of your opponent's hand. So this was Jesse Byrne representing Team FTK. Y'all make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more.